We like to think we're in control. We believe our choices are ours, that we're the authors of our own story. But in reality, psychology writes a lot of the script. Invisible rules shape the way we think, decide, and live. And unless you learn to spot them, you'll spend years confused asking yourself, why do I procrastinate? Why do I keep repeating mistakes? Why can't I just change? Today, I'll share three of the most powerful traps. They're simple, they're universal, and they're shaping your life right now. 1. Present bias. Why your brain always chooses comfort now over reward later. 2. The Zeigarnik Effect. Why unfinished tasks haunt you until you return. 3. The sunk cost fallacy. Why letting go feels harder than it should. See them clearly, and you can finally start living on your own terms. Rule 1. Present bias. Picture this, $100 today or $120 in a month. Most people grab the $100. That's present bias. Your brain craves instant reward. It's why you scroll instead of study, snack instead of stretch, binge instead of build. You don't lack discipline. You're wired for now. I lived this every morning. I told myself I'd wake up early to write, but when the alarm rang, my brain whispered, stay in bed. Comfort now, writing later. Of course, later never came. Here's the truth. Every now decision shapes your identity. Choose comfort often enough, and you become the person who never makes progress. But there's a loophole. Shrink the future into the present. Don't tell yourself, write a chapter. Just say, open the laptop. Don't say, run 5K. Just say, tie my shoes. Small actions trick your brain into starting, and starting creates momentum. You can't erase present bias, but you can learn to dance with it. Rule 2. The Zeigarnik Effect. In the 1920s, Bluma Zeigarnik noticed waiters remembered unpaid orders perfectly, but forgot them once the bill was settled. Why? Because the mind clings to unfinished tasks. That's the Zeigarnik Effect. It explains the cliffhangers that hook you into just one more episode. It explains why half-written emails bother you more than finished ones. And it explains why starting something, even a tiny part, makes you far more likely to finish. In college, I dreaded essays. I'd put them off, and the guilt followed me everywhere. But when I finally forced myself to type just one messy line, something changed. My brain wouldn't let me stop. That one unfinished sentence pulled me back until the essay was done. The trick? Don't wait for motivation. Start something small. Open the document. Write the title. Put your gym clothes on. Leave the rest unfinished. Your brain will beg you to return. Unfinished things can drain you, or they can drag you toward progress. The choice is yours. Rule 3. The sunk cost fallacy. Imagine you bought a movie ticket. The film is terrible. Every minute is painful. But you stay. Why? Because you already paid. It happens in jobs, in relationships, in projects. We think, I've invested too much to quit. But sunk costs are gone forever. The only real question is, does continuing help my future? I once clung to a business idea for 2 years. It drained me, but I couldn't quit. My mind screamed, you've sacrificed too much to walk away. When I finally did, it felt like failure. Weeks later, I realized, quitting wasn't wasting 2 years. It was saving the next 5. Here's the test. If you had no history with it, would you start today? If the answer is no, sunk cost is chaining you. Real courage isn't just pushing forward. Sometimes it's knowing when to walk away. Putting it together. Present bias keeps you chasing comfort. The Zeigarnik Effect keeps unfinished tasks buzzing in your head. Sunk costs keep you tied to what no longer serves you. Together, they trap you in cycles. You delay, you obsess, you cling. You end up stuck, drained, frustrated. But awareness is the crack in the wall. Once you see the traps, you can sidestep them. Beat present bias by making the first step ridiculously small. Use the Zeigarnik Effect to let unfinished pull you back. Break sunk costs by asking, would I choose this again today? Your life is built not by one grand decision, but by thousands of small ones. These rules decide who you become. But once you see them, you don't have to obey. The game hasn't changed. but now you finally know the rules.